Did you know that you could be traveling on a cruise ship, just hitting the bar or gambling at the casino when the ship strikes and kills a whale without you even noticing it? Hi, my name is William Truong and I am a second-year law student at the University of San Diego School of Law. My pitch project is focused on advocating for cruise ships to slow down their speeds to prevent them from causing noise pollution and striking whales by implementing a mandatory nationwide 13-knot speed limit. Now, I'm sure that you are well aware of the fact that cruise ships are incredibly harmful for the environment. Cruise ships emit vast amounts of greenhouse gases, they discharge tons of sewage and garbage into the ocean, they require immense amounts of fuel and energy just to power the ship, the list goes on and on. The large amount of noise pollution that cruise ships create is one problem that may not be very noticeable to the average person, but has an immense impact on marine wildlife and their ability to survive in their habitats. Sound travels over 4 times faster and to much farther distances underwater than it does on land. If you can hear the loud rumbling of a ship's engine from the shore, then just know that it is even noisier for species that are forced to hear it underwater. Noise pollution negatively impacts the quality of life for marine wildlife in various ways. It makes it difficult for animals to communicate and coordinate with one another. Whales, dolphins, and other species rely on echolocation to hunt prey, detect predators, and find mates. A noisy ocean makes it impossible for these species to convey information and prevents them from sustaining themselves. Loud noise can even lead them to suffer temporary or permanent hearing loss. Noise pollution can also cause marine species to alter their migration routes to avoid loud noises. This can lead them into waters with unsuitable temperatures or areas of higher numbers of predators. Furthermore, it can cause whales and dolphins to accidentally separate from their pods and leave them more vulnerable. Extremely loud ocean noises can even lead to internal injuries like hemorrhaging or brain damage, and can cause marine mammals to strand on the shore to escape the noise. Another way that cruise ships harm marine wildlife that may not be noticeable to the average person is by hitting whales. It is estimated that 20,000 whales are hit every year by vessels, with many more being injured. These whale strikes are often undetected and unreported because the ship operators and passengers may not notice the impact given that the vessel's large mass absorbs the hit. Whale strikes are usually recorded only if the carcass washes up on the coast or if it's dragged to the shore by the ship itself. However, since the carcass often sinks to the bottom of the ocean, it's difficult to get a precise number on the amount of whale strikes. An effective solution for reducing noise pollution and the number of whale strikes would be to reduce the speed of cruise ships through the implementation of a mandatory nationwide 13-knot speed limit. Cruise ships typically travel at an average speed of 20 knots, which is 23 miles per hour or 37 kilometers per hour. Studies have shown that reducing the speed of cruise ships to 13 knots would reduce the amount of underwater noise that cruise ships generate and reduce the likelihood of encountering and killing whales. Studies have found that vessels traveling at 13 knots produce 3 times less noise pollution than a vessel traveling at 20 knots. Due to reducing their speeds and thereby reducing the amount of underwater noise, cruise ships can lessen the chance of them disrupting, injuring, and killing marine wildlife. Studies have also found that vessels traveling around 13 knots have an over 3 times less chance of encountering whales than vessels traveling at faster speeds. Cruise ships traveling at lower speeds would have more time to notice and avoid incoming whales, and they would be less likely to injure and kill a whale if they hit one. To implement this 13-knot speed limit, we would first write a public letter that's addressed to the major cruise companies like Carnival Cruise and Royal Caribbean to spread awareness of this project and put the pressure on them. Second, we would send a petition to NOAA fisheries to suggest that they implement and enforce the speed limit. To conclude, Defend-A-Maw should choose this project because noise pollution and whale collisions are issues that often go overlooked and unnoticed by the general public because of their lack of visibility, but are real consequences of the cruise industry's operations. Cruise ships are ultimately just a form of entertainment with no real need for their existence, and marine wildlife should not have to suffer for the sake of passengers going on vacation. By having these cruise ships slow down, we can save the lives of countless whales and other aquatic creatures. Thank you.
Bees need the trees, but without the trees, there's no bees.
We need the bees in the trees, so save the bees in the trees.